Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing okay. What I have here is a '07 Grand Cherokee CRD, common rail diesel. It seems kind of a pain in the ass if you don't really know what you're doing. Especially if you have to remove the starter. Unfortunately, I had to do that because my starter wore out. Got to lift half the engine to do it, but I'll make another video on how to do that. But what I got here, well, the problem is that it takes too many times to crank before it starts up. On previous cases, it wouldn't start up at all. So what I found out at AutoZone after using some starter fluid, spraying in the intake right here, is that my fuel pressure is too low. Okay, in order to find out what that means, is talking about your common rail. Your common rail on each one side. From here, this goes in 3 over here, and 3 over here, coming from the high pressure fuel pump. How's that? I dropped my lens cap. All right. So did that. These things take about 4,000 psi to start up. Okay. I'm getting about 1,700 every time I start. So of course it's not going to go on the first try. Figure out how to change the set point. Don't do that. Another thing I can recommend is doing this method right here. And if figure out how to change the set point. Don't do that. Another thing I can recommend is doing this method right here. And if you can see, on each one of the injectors, I have a little rubber tube going to an Ozarka bottle on each one of the injectors. Okay. Hopefully you were able to see that. There you go. All right. So I did that for all 6 of them. Took it off. Go ahead and remove the return fuel line. It's a little painful to get off, but it'll come off. You just got to use some force. Make sure you use some force to snap it back on as well, or else you'll have gas leaking all the time on bad injectors, like I did. Personal experience. So after I did all of that, we're about to find out, when I turn it on, which one of these injectors is returning too much fuel, and that will be our culprit. I'm gonna warn you now, man. Unfortunately, these injectors are expensive. I got one for about, I think, like almost $300 on Advanced Auto Parts website, and that one was refurbished, not new. I think new they're like $800 or $900. All right, so let's go over. Let's try and crank it up. Okay, let's start her up. 1. 2. It's usually 3, but I'll take 2 for now. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, I got 1 already. Yeah, 1 in the back. Make sure you put tie wraps on this to make sure they're not leaking. Because you don't want gas leaking all over your engine, whether it's diesel or not, I don't care. One real bad one over there. I got a slow one over here. Another bad one. Slow one back here. This is not too bad, but definitely the 2 in the middle, they're pushing out way too much. So first thing I'm going to do is replace one of those 2 or get it cleaned, either one. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, and we'll pull all the bottles out. Okay, this is what we got. Here are the results. After running for about a minute, on this side here, from the front to the back. This one, middle, end. Let's see. We got one in the middle definitely is returning too much. I have to only run it for a minute. Okay. And on the other side, front, middle, end. I forgot how they number these things. Only got one that's definitely pushing up way too much. Okay, so that middle injector on this on the driver's side is going to be replaced first, and the middle injector on the passenger side, then injector on the passenger side rear, and then on the front, in that order. Honestly, I wish I could do them all at one time, but these things are hella expensive. Well, at least for me it is. Okay, you think you can get a refurbished one for about $300, $380? I guess I can post a link on where it was, but yeah. Let's do this to make sure. Okay, 1, 2. Yep. Yeah, this one, driver's side, middle is going to go first, then the second one. Those two are returning way too much. We'll do it that way. And that's it for this. I'm going to make this a part 1. Damn, that hurt. I'm going to make this a part 1. And then hopefully I can make another video on how to replace the injectors. When you do the injectors, please be careful. I went ahead and, I don't know if you can see this or not, I marked how tight, where they're supposed to be, and even on the injectors as well, because that's a lot of pressure in those rails. You don't want to hurt yourself, so please take precaution when doing those. Okay. All right, see you soon.